Hello all, welcome to EPR Power Talk today. Securemeter is a well-known Indian origin manufacturer specializing in wide range of energy metering solutions. Their global operations cover more than 60 countries with over 20 million smart meters deployed and more than 50 million total meters installed. Today, we are here with Mr. Sanjiv Dhal, who is the CEO of APAC region. Sir, thank you so much for talking to EPR Magazine.
Thank you. We have a vision of net zero. Most of the things we try and do in our stall are reusable, and we also are giving the local Thai flavor to it by having the Thai print here. What we also want to showcase with our stall in general is never the product, but what outcomes a customer expects and how do we solve their solution problem areas. So it's less to do with the product, more to do with the outcomes and the pain areas the customers have.
Can you share some of your experience when you look at global markets from Indian manufacturing perspective?
India, like the Western countries used to say, is not only the country of snake charmers and elephant riders. We have the best brains in the world, and this is what a small step Secure has tried to demonstrate. We have been moving in the world since last 30 years or so. We initiated our journey with a technology partnership with a UK company and then took over that way back in 1994. In year 2000, when India was still not the IT hub of the world, we had given our prepaid meters to UK. People used to think our banking systems, our IT knowledge is at a very nascent stage. A big team of UK customers, they came in, validated our system and solutions for over a week, and they did every test to fail us, test to fail the technology. They failed. The good part was they considered their failure, they appreciated our technology, our hard work, our solution, the resilience and the competency, the capacity of what we can deliver, and they favored us with this order. When we move around the world, we get to see different challenges and different perspectives of different utilities. And that is what we try and bring to every new customer, every existing customer of ours, that how it is better for them. It necessarily should not be around our solutions. No, we may or may not be participating in that, but if it is good for our customer, it is good for us, because if the customer's health is good, we will remain healthy. It may or may not end up with some business for us. So we believe in learning, sharing those learnings in a very transparent and open manner, and ensuring that we grow and our customers grow and they remain more healthier. When we talk of power utilities, when we talk of industrial customers, when we talk of commercial customers, it is their health which is of prime importance.
So developing your expertise in that in such a way that globally players accept this technology as well as the products and solutions from India.
Yeah.
So coming to taking up this experience to Indian market, we have huge potential yet to explore.
Yeah.
What is coming as a barrier for India in this journey?
So let me tell you, we started our journey of prepaid meters, smart meters from UK. We were supplying them prepaid meters since 2001. And then the UK agencies came out with a study that because of the use of prepaid meters, the average consumption has reduced by 9 to 11%. Because now a housewife, a family member, a granny is able to correlate. If I've used a microwave, how much of electricity I have consumed. That consciousness, this awareness helped. and the ability of the people to buy electricity for the amount which they want to buy and when they want to buy. Not that the conventional way that beginning of the month you will suddenly get a bill and you have to pay that. Otherwise, there are late payment charges. Now, this was the concept of pay as you go, which we learned from the UK market. We brought it back to India, and now we have very successfully demonstrated it again in the rural parts of Bihar, where the average monthly bill is 700 rupees and spread over 1.8 million consumers. The average buying rate is 3.6 times a month, which means the poor man buys electricity on a Monday morning and ensures that if he has put in 100 rupees on a Monday morning, he has to ensure that this 100 rupees lasts him till Sunday. That has enabled people not to look for ways to steal electricity, because there is an honest way of consuming the right electricity and paying for it. This conceptual change, learning we got from UK. UK, there was another reversal case. People used to park the money in the meter and come Christmas take it out. They will go back to the utility and say, I have this extra money in my meter, give me credit back. That was also possible. In India, the positive is with a lot of parents living alone in India and their kids being overseas.
Yeah.
These kids, they deposit the electricity for next 6 months. So the old parents are not bothered about paying every month and recharging every month. So it is beneficial to both. When it comes to utility, oops, the benefits are huge. We have seen the Bihar discoms, the amount of revenue increase which they have seen, 140% is the ARR increase in 2 years with the same consumer base. So the learnings from the learnings we have from outside of the world, when you bring it back, you are able to talk to the people, and it is not that the Indian utilities are not appreciative of it. Many a times we have some challenges in India which are primarily related only to running a new pilot or something, but well, you can't hide the facts. And if the facts are there, people are appreciative and open to accept that. Now with the trend of EV and PV coming in, right? The discoms are also in India challenged on how do you manage the network. We are seeing the increased rate of PV. We are seeing the increased penetration of EV. PM Har Ghar Surya Yojana. You have seen Spain and Portugal having a grid collapse just because the renewables growth was so high and the distribution companies had no inkling on what is happening on the side. That is one benefit also of smart meters beyond being prepayment, that you have real-time data. We have a solution which talks about dynamic load flow study, where this is a tool in the hands of the O&M engineers of the utility. They can visualize what is the impact on their network and how can they augment it. What if 50 EVs plug in? We don't know when they will plug in, for what duration they will plug in, but if you have a geography map and you randomize it, it will punch out thousands of scenarios and you will have different grades. That the worst case scenario is this: all 50 EVs plugging in at 9 p.m., all plugging out at 12. What is the likely impact on the distribution line for these 3 hours? So these tools today, with the changing distribution side consumer behavior and the shape and size the consumer is emerging, is more becoming a prosumer. It is generating also, is consuming also. This bidirectional flow, that's very tricky for a O&M engineer. So we bring the right tools with the right analytics, help the utility.
So you get in these dashboards, you get the possible reports what you share, as well as they can forecast what scalability required.
Yes, yes. This again, This was a business we acquired from Switzerland. This was a 7-year-old startup. No, that was the best practice being followed by the distribution utilities in Europe, because there power interruption is unheard of, right? We in India or in Southeast Asia are still very used to power interruptions. But if they have to have a high SAFI, they have to have very clear visibility of what is happening on their distribution network. This was again something which we got it from
Global scenario.
out of India,
Yeah.
now bringing
Brought it
back
to
to
India.
India. Yeah. The whole of Hong Kong, the China Light and Power Company, the CLP, is now given us a framework contract for 7 years to run their system on this solution.
We acknowledge each other and appreciate about the kind of generation that happens in India, but still we have a major concern about the quality of power that is available. How this kind of technologies will assist in energy security as well as providing quality of power for customers.
Okay. When we talk of quality of power gets spoiled by two things: by the generator, if he's generating impure power, and by the load. So you have a furnace load and you have a renewable generator. Both are source of distorting the quality of power. The Indian regulators, they have mandated a policy that all intergrid points and all direct connected HTEHV consumers must have a power quality measurement, because we should know before penalizing the consumer that what power I am giving as a distribution company, it is a pure power. We came out with a unique product to offer to the Indian customers and to the global one, which is a power quality meter class A combined with revenue metering of 0.2S standard, so that all the interconnected grid points where as it is a metering is required, you can have a combined meter which is more cost effective. It gives you the revenue billing, it gives you class A power quality, and ensures that you are keeping a tab on who is polluting the quality of power and at what point, so that the corrective actions can be taken. A normal course for any company would have been make a power quality meter and sell 2 meters at one point. 1 meter for revenue metering and 1 for power quality. At Secure, we think differently. We think from customer's perspective, that why can't we combine the two? We end up selling 1 meter.
Yeah.
Customer ends up paying less. So customer is healthy, customer is happy, and we are happy. That's what Secure differentiates itself from other competitors.
So still, India is almost a matured market for smart meters in power sector. Maybe how do you look at it?
We have a massive program of National Smart Grid Mission where all meters are to be done smart.
Converted, yeah.
The pace is still slow, but we see, yes, it will happen someday. The good point is, along with the consumer metering, we are also doing the system metering in India, both the feeders and the distribution transformers. So once the feeder and the distribution transformers are metered, you have consumer meters as smart meters. You can do the right amount of energy accounting. You can actually take administrative actions to reduce the commercial losses, and that is where the true benefit of smart meter rollout is from the utility perspective. In power sector in India, the losses are still, depending upon whom you talk to, 20% to 30%, right? And these are because of the thefts, which are socially acceptable crime therein. So the administrative action is weakened because they just don't know what to do.
And talking about the grid stability, the slowness of SCBs in observing technology also impacts the stability of grid.
Yeah, to that extent, Indian grid is quite resilient. We have not had a, touch wood, no grid failure as such, right?
Yeah.
That is because of our interconnections. in the 4 or 5 regions. We have strong interconnections. What we are talking about technology today at the grid level is of, it will start with the prosumer. Even if the growth of renewables happen at the speed at which is happening, but we are also seeing in India the thermal sector is also booming up. So the mix is not going to that bad that once the sun is not on and the renewables are down, there's a severe dip in the generation capacity and then the grid goes off balance. Or reverse way, the sun is very bright and is there for quite some time, and then you have a reverse power flow happening and the grid collapsing. So I think those tools are available. All the power grid substations have fiber networks, and that system is very strong, very resilient.
Correct. What is that new, the innovation, what do you see which is coming ahead in energy metering solutions?
Okay. While the world is talking about smart meters and the world is only focused on consumer meters, I see that is only because every meter manufacturer, every utility sees the volume there. Yes, there is a scope of improvement in consumer meters by virtue of installing smart meters. Your billing efficiency is not as high as 98%. Your collection efficiency can still be 1 or 2% points more. The true pain area which I feel the utilities have is the visibility on the LV side of distribution transformers. Consumer meter will not solve that problem. If you look at the developed parts of the world, the transformer failure rate is less than 1%. You look in Southeast Asia, it will be in good double digits. And with the advent of EV and PV, situation is going to worsen further. Unless the utilities work at least equally more as they are working on this consumer side, on the system side. You must have the LV monitoring, you must have the tools with the O&M team. We are heading for a problem. I'll tell you, in most of the Western world, a new service connection takes more than 6 months. And if they don't know, they say we will not act because we don't know how to act. They don't take things granted. You ask them, I want to put a solar rooftop. Their analysis itself, because they are devoid of the visibility of what is the situation in their LV side, it takes them 4 to 6 months to implement it. And that is the big problem. This problem is going to hit this part of the world very soon. Apart from the solar, EV and PV, we also see the population base increasing, the domestic individual house owner changing his demand, increasing his load. And with no visibility, no load flow studies on the distribution side, I think we are waiting for a disaster to happen.
Mr. Sanjiv Dhal says prosumers are going to dominate the energy independence and utilities need to match up with the prosumers. Thank you so much, sir, for interacting with EPR Magazine.
Thank you. Thank you very much.